All right, so for these examples, we're going to be looking at multiplication and division of these one steps. So I'm still going to be solving for y in my first problem, but this time I'm going to be multiplying by 8. How do I know I'm multiplying? Is because my 8 and my y are side by side. So if the inverse of multiplication is going to be division. So we are going to divide by 8 on both sides. Again, if you want to draw a line down the equal sign to know which side is split, that is perfectly fine. So 8 divided by 8 equals 1, so that's going to go away. We're going to bring down y, and then 72 divided by 8 is going to equal 6. So 72 divided by 8 is going to equal 9. And again, we can test that out. We can do 8 times 9 equals 72. All right, so for my next example, this time I'm solving for k, and my inverse operation, or my operation this time is divided by 2. So we need to inverse that by multiplying by 2. So when we multiply by 2, we're going to multiply by 2 on both sides. Now, when you multiply by 2 and divide by 2, 2 divided by 2, those are going to cancel out. So I now have k equals, and then 2 times 13 is going to give me 26. Again, check it out. So 26 divided by 2 does equal 13. All right, so we're solving for x this time. So we are dividing by 6. So in order to inverse that, we're going to multiply by 6. So I'm going to multiply by 6 on both sides. So when I cancel, this is 6 divided by 6. That's going to cancel out. And then 6 times 22, that is going to give, so 6 times 2 is 12. We're going to carry the 1. 6 times 2 is 12 again, is 13, so 132. And again, you can check this if you want to use Desmos. So pull Desmos up and you can look at what you have. So Desmos is the version that is going to be on your EOC. So if I do 32 divided by 6, that's going to give me 22, which was exactly what we were looking for. All right, and our last example. So we're solving for f, and we're dividing by 6. So if we're dividing by 6, we're going to multiply by 6 as the inverse. So I'm going to multiply by 6 on both sides. All right, so for number 4, we are going to have to deal with a negative here, actually 2 negatives. But I always like to apply my negative in a certain way. So when you have a negative in front of a fraction, that doesn't mean that the f is negative and the 2 is negative, because the negative divided by negative will equal a positive, and that's not what we want. So that negative I always bring down to my number. I always bring down the negative so that the variable stays positive. So if I rewrite this, I'm going to have f divided by negative 2 in the bottom equals negative 8. And then I can do my inverse operation. So I know that this is divided by negative 2. So instead of dividing by negative 2, the inverse means we're going to multiply by negative 2. All right, so negative 2 divided by negative 2, that is going to cancel. and that's going to leave me with f. And then negative 8 times negative 2 is going to turn into positive 16. All right, so if I think about this, I have 16 divided by 2. That's going to give me 8, and that's going to make it negative 8, which is exactly what we wanted.